Only 1% of people know these 5 psychology secrets. Did you know that there are powerful psychological techniques that can completely change the way people perceive you? Imagine walking into any room and instantly drawing people in, earning their respect, and making them genuinely gravitate toward you no matter your background, status, or experience. Sounds unreal, right? Well, it's not. These 5 psychological secrets I'm about to share are not ordinary tricks, they're based on deep, scientifically backed principles that tap into the way humans think and connect. And here's the crazy part, most people have no idea these techniques exist. That's why only 1% of the population knows how to use them to their advantage, effortlessly building influence and commanding respect in any situation. Once you understand these secrets and apply them correctly, you'll notice people reacting to you differently. They'll respect your presence, want to connect with you, and even seek your approval. And stay tuned, because the 4th secret is so powerful, it'll change how others view you forever. Are you ready to unlock the kind of influence that top leaders, negotiators, and high-status individuals have used for centuries? Don't miss out, watch until the end and let's dive into these 5 psychological hacks that can transform your interactions and relationships. This could be the game changer you've been waiting for. 1. The echo effect. Have you ever met someone who immediately made you feel like they truly understood you? That instant connection isn't some random stroke of luck, it's psychology at work. People crave connection, and one of the quickest ways to establish that bond is by mirroring their words and phrases subtly. It's called the echo effect. Here's how it works. When someone hears their own words or ideas reflected back at them, their brain automatically makes a powerful association. This person gets me. They understand me. This creates a sense of familiarity and trust, something we all naturally seek when forming relationships. Let's take a job interview as an example. The interviewer says, "We need someone who is proactive and thinks outside the box." Most candidates would respond with something generic like, "I'm a hard worker," but that answer doesn't hit the mark. Instead, a much more powerful response would be, "I completely agree. Taking initiative and thinking outside the box are things I believe in too." In that moment, you're showing the interviewer that you share the same values, aligning yourself with their vision. It's not just about repeating words, it's about reinforcing their thoughts, making them feel like you're already on the same wavelength. This simple shift can significantly improve your chances of leaving a lasting impression. When you mirror someone's language, you're building a stronger, deeper connection without them even realizing it. 2. The 2-second rule. We've all been in conversations where someone rushes to answer every question, trying to impress. But here's the thing, confident people don't rush, they take their time, and that's what makes them stand out. It's called the 2-second rule, and it's incredibly powerful. Here's how it works. When asked a question, instead of rushing to answer, pause for just 2 seconds before responding. It may seem like an insignificant delay, but those 2 seconds completely change the energy of the conversation. The pause makes you appear more thoughtful, intentional, and confident. It creates a subtle tension in the conversation, which draws people in and makes them pay closer attention to what you say next. For instance, imagine someone asks you, "So, what do you do for a living?" Instead of blurting out your job title, take a brief moment to pause, make eye contact, and then say something powerful like, "I build things that change lives." That's going to grab their attention, right? The pause makes them curious, and now they'll want to know more. People naturally lean in when they sense that you're someone who speaks with purpose and authority. CEOs, public speakers, and negotiators often use this technique to command respect and hold people's attention. The best part? It doesn't take much effort, it just takes a little bit of control over your timing. You're not rushing to prove yourself, you're simply letting your words speak for themselves. The pause sends a powerful message, "I'm in control here." 3. The unfinished sentence trap. Have you ever listened to a speaker or storyteller who left you hanging? The ones who seem to always keep you on the edge of your seat, waiting to hear what they'll say next? This isn't by accident. It's a psychological trick that keeps your audience hooked. It's called the unfinished sentence trap. The trick here is simple, leave a sentence unfinished. When you deliberately pause before completing a thought, people's brains can't help but fill in the gap. This keeps them engaged, craving more information, and desperate to hear what comes next. For example, imagine someone asks you, "Why do you think most people fail in life?" Instead of offering a direct answer, you could respond with, "Well, it's not really about failure. It's actually something much worse," and then pause. As you stop speaking, people's minds start racing. They're already trying to fill in the blank, wondering what could possibly be worse than failure. their curiosity will spike, and they'll be hanging on your next words. This simple pause works wonders in both personal conversations and public speaking, where the goal is often to keep the audience's attention for as long as possible. This technique is a go-to for storytellers, marketers, and top public speakers because it makes you unpredictable, mysterious, and, most importantly, unforgettable. You don't even need to say a lot, your silence becomes a powerful tool that captures people's interest like nothing else. 4. The one-word shift. What do you do when someone challenges or mocks you? Most people get defensive or try to argue back, but confident individuals know that they don't need to engage in a full-blown argument to maintain control. They use one simple word that flips the power dynamic in an instant. Really? It's a subtle, yet incredibly powerful response that forces the other person to reconsider their position. Here's how it works. Imagine someone sarcastically says, "Oh, so you think you're some kind of expert?" Instead of getting defensive or trying to prove your worth, you calmly respond with a single word, "Really?" It's not confrontational, it's just a simple, neutral word that suddenly shifts the pressure onto them. They're the ones who now feel compelled to justify their words or backpedal on what they said. This word works like a psychological power move, flipping the script without raising your voice or getting upset. The moment you say it, you subtly force them into a defensive position, and they'll be the ones scrambling to explain themselves. This technique works wonders in debates, leadership situations, and high-pressure conversations, as it keeps you in control without the need for conflict or emotional reaction. When used effectively, "Really?" is a small word with a massive impact. 5. The inception technique. This is the most subtle, yet one of the most powerful techniques on the list. It's all about planting ideas in people's minds without them even realizing it. It's called the inception technique, and it works by making someone believe that they came up with an idea on their own. Instead of directly telling someone what to do, you ask the right question that guides them toward the conclusion you want them to reach. For example, instead of saying, "You should start eating healthy," try asking, "Do you think eating better could give you more energy?" The question doesn't come off as advice. It prompts them to think about the idea on their own. Their brain starts to answer the question in their mind, and soon, they'll be convinced that eating healthy was their own idea. This is a common technique used by psychologists, coaches, and expert communicators to influence people's thinking without resistance. When people think an idea is theirs, they're far more likely to act on it. And here's the best part, they'll never know that you subtly guided them toward that conclusion. It's one of the most effective ways to shape someone's mindset while making them feel like it was their decision all along. This technique isn't about force, it's about gentle persuasion. And when done right, it can lead to remarkable results. Conclusion: now that you've learned these 5 powerful psychological techniques, it's time to put them to use. These methods aren't about manipulation, they're about understanding human behavior and using that knowledge to enhance your relationships and influence. The echo effect will help you connect instantly, while the 2-second rule makes your words more impactful. The unfinished sentence trap keeps people intrigued. The one-word shift gives you control in challenging situations, and the inception technique lets you guide people's thinking without them realizing it. Applying these techniques consistently will transform how people perceive you and how you interact with them. So, are you ready to take control and start using these secrets to your advantage? The choice is yours, use them wisely, and watch your influence and respect grow. Let me know in the comments which technique you'll try first.